Hey Sparkles, what's up? And welcome back to Moonlight Jewel. Today I have a super special project that I want to make that I've been looking for months now. About a year ago, I ordered a Dollzone Mechanical Lady ball jointed doll that I fell in love with the moment I saw her. I knew immediately I wanted to paint her inspired by one of my favorite animes of all time, Neon Genesis Evangelion. But before we get started, I want to let you know that I will be releasing a super special pattern making series. It'll be available from December 3rd, 8 p.m. CET on my shop. In this first volume, I'm all about skirts. I will be showing you how to make 7 different kinds of skirt patterns. You will also receive an additional ebook PDF with a lot more information together with the series. All the links can be found in the description box below. But now, without further ado, let's stop procrastinating and get right into the project. We're gonna keep rolling, yeah? Okay, so here's the box and I'm so excited to be unboxing her. She's been shitting on my shelf. Oh no! She's been sitting on my shelf for quite some time now because I had to kind of build up the courage to actually paint her. And also, as you might know, I had a lot of other projects going on. But now, my time and her time has come, so let's unbox her. Okay, so here's the gigantic box with the beautiful artwork sketch of the doll. I love the design so much. Before I open the box, I just want to give a short disclaimer to some upcoming doll nudity. But now, let's finally open her up. I actually had trouble fitting this huge box into the frame, as you can see. It was way bigger than I expected. Alright, so first we have a little envelope with a metal certificate, a Dollzone card and some sandpaper. There was also a flyer from Dollzone included in the box with a showcase of some of their beautiful dolls. Alright, time for the main event. Oh wow, look at this gorgeously sculpted head. She looks so unique. She also came with an extra hand, and these are the 2 antennae that will magnetically attach to her head. Here are some human feet that can be exchanged with her mechanical feet. And this cool sword. Wow, it's so much bigger than I thought. I also found some eyes in the package, and here's her helmet. I'm so in awe with the sculpting on this too. Here I'm just unboxing all the single pieces for the big headpiece she's wearing. And finally, her body. She has such wonderful proportions that fit her eerie aura perfectly. Getting her faceplate on wasn't easy at first because it has to click in just right. But here she is, and it feels unreal that I own her now. I'm so happy. Here I'm carefully assembling the headpiece, and this is how it will look later. Wow, it's very big and actually quite heavy. Now let's see how she will look like with the headpiece on. Oh my god, she looks so cool already, and I'm so in awe as to how all the pieces fit so well together and give her such a unique, beautiful look. I'm actually a bit afraid of painting her, but let's give it a shot, shall we? Alright, let's start with the base headpiece. Since I want to paint her inspired by EVA Unit 1 from Neon Genesis Evangelion, my color palette will be mainly purple, green, black, silver and a tint of red. You can see I masked off some of the pieces. In order not to have any brush strokes on the painted pieces later, I'm going to try my luck with my airbrush again. Airbrushing is such an amazing technique, but cleaning the airbrush is the biggest pain in the butt, and whenever it's clogged up, I just want to cry. I'll be using this game ink in the color violet. Alright, let's pray to the airbrush god for some smooth color application. When your airbrush is actually cooperating, it looks just so satisfying to see the color being applied. The purple has such a beautiful shade too, and yeah, I'm happy. Now I'm going in with some black on the back piece. This paint I can apply with a brush because luckily you don't see any brush strokes with this matte drying paint. Also, as you can probably hear, I listen to music while I'm working a lot. I don't know how it's with you guys, but without music at work I could not get my stuff done and could technically just go to bed again. That's why I was so stoked when Divoom reached out to me to send me one of their detailed Pixel speakers. Let's unbox it. So here's the little Dido speaker unboxed and it's so cute. Let's see how it works. Mechanical keys, that's so nice. There's a little on-off button on the side where I can turn it on. It also comes with a little manual, some stickers and a cable. Dido is not just a speaker, but you can create your own pixel art to show on the screen and even play some retro games like Snake or Pixel Racer with it. It's so cool and cute and I really love the retro look of it. You can also download the Divoom Pixel Art Community app, connect it to your phone via Bluetooth and choose from thousands of pixel artworks from other creators. The speaker itself is also really good and I'm so in love with this little device. Thank you so much Divoom for sending me one. And actually Divoom even sent me a second one to make a giveaway for you guys. So, if you want to win this little one, make sure to come to my live stream on Saturday, 4th of December at 8 p.m. CET. You have to be 18 years or older to enter the giveaway, but other than that, you just need to watch my live stream and wait for the keyword. All links can be found in the description box below. And now, back to the video. So, once the piece is completely black and dried, it looks like this. Now I just need to paint all the little line details with a bright green paint. I used Fantasy and Games paint in the color Goblin Flesh. It was a bit tricky to paint those lines, but they really pop thanks to the green and look almost as if they're glowing. You guys ready for some demasking ASMR? It's so satisfying to peel off the masking tape. This time I actually used my airbrush as well for the green. It was a bit tricky not to get too much of the green onto the purple, but this way it should work. Black is one of the last colors I add because it's super opaque and I can correct any mistakes easily. The other wings pieces, I don't know how to call them, I airbrushed green as well and will now add some red to the detailing before going in with my favorite liquid silver paint on the outer ring. And here are the headpiece parts all painted. Before I'm spraying everything with a satin matte finishing spray, let's paint some green stripes on the antennae with some editing magic. And also we still have to paint the helmet. I really underestimated how much I would need to paint for this doll and how much time it would take, so I might have miscalculated my deadline with this video and had to postpone it about a week. Sorry about that, guys. While I was explaining my horrible time managing skills to you, you can see I masked off the helmet in order to apply the purple paint with my airbrush again. Looks purple! Let's peel off the tape and start applying more colors to it. First some green, then some black. Some red for some more color popping. And last but not least, metallic sheen with silver. Alright, all the pieces for her head have been painted at last, so I can finally spray 2 coats of a satin matte finishing varnish onto them to protect the colors from chipping. And here are all the pieces coated. I'm not very experienced with such big painting jobs, but I love all the colors so much and they really resemble Shinji's EVA Unit 1. And I of course also painted the shoes and the sword the same way. Let's finally paint her face. I decided to go for a very minimal face up because the whole doll is already so busy that I didn't want to do too much with her face. Micro glitter, however, is a must, so I apply that first after I sprayed her with MSC. And then I very carefully add some blushing to her face with a light pink pastel chalk dust. Looks nice. After giving her lips some base blushing, I start sketching out a simple black eyeliner with a watercolor pencil first, before going in with some black acrylic paint. Painting doll eyeliner is just like painting regular eyeliner, only it's a lot smaller. But at least once you got it perfect, you won't need to wipe it off at the end of the day again. After I painted the eyeliner, I also paint the little dots on her head sculpt black. I also decided to give her lips a bold purple color because I really liked this dramatic look. And then go in with some deep red to paint her third eye red. I should have probably painted her earpieces before I started the whole face up, since I wanted to airbrush them too, but oh well, gotta do that now. I was luckily able to mask off the earpieces nicely, so I could airbrush them with purple and added some green and silver detailing to them. Then I just continued with the red detailing on her head. And last but not least, add all the silver to it. It really gives the doll the final pop and looks so nice together with all the colors. Now there's only some lip gloss missing and her face is done. I decided not to draw or give her any lashes because it just wouldn't have fit her that well, since she's a mechanical lady after all, right? Okay, onto her outfit. I did not think that her outfit would make me struggle so much, but sometimes you just can't get it right. Do you ever feel like that? Anyways, here I was trying to make her a monokini in black fabric that I covered with fabric vinyl, but the whole thing turned out just absolutely not fitting at all, because I think I should have probably used an elastic fabric or something like that. In theory it looked cool, in reality this was fail number one. Then I tried to make her a transparent bodysuit with ironed-on fabric vinyl stripes. I really liked the concept, and cleaning up all the parts and sewing them together seemed like it would actually work. Well, guess what? It didn't, because the vinyl wasn't as elastic in the end as I hoped it would be, so here's to fail number 2. Alright, let's try this a third time, shall we? For this try, I used some black jersey first and cut out the pant piece from it. I'm gluing down the upper edges of the pant first. After that, I will be sewing on the pant piece to the bodysuit piece that I actually cut from a regular pair of black tights. After that was done, I glue around the upper seams of the bodysuit around the shoulders. Also, I sewed the pant piece to the back pieces of the bodysuit and cleaned up the upper seams there as well before placing them onto the front piece and sewing them together, finished sides in. I also glued around the lower seams of the pants afterwards and will now sew together the back seam until the scissors snap. Now there's just the tiny little crotch seam missing, and I also added a little collar on top of the bodysuit. It closes with a bunch of teeny tiny snap buttons. Finally made it. Guess I'm human after all, right? Okay, so I was thinking it would look really cool if she would wear a cyberpunkish harness on top of the bodysuit. So I start by punching in some eyelets into a little front section I cut from shiny PU leather. I only had golden eyelets left, but I just simply painted them silver after I punched them in. You gotta work with what you have, right? After I painted all 4 eyelets, they look like this. And if you wouldn't know what they've been painted, you couldn't tell, I feel. I also added some rings to the top and bottom of the piece, and then take these stripes I cut from the same PU leather and will start building up the harness. I simply thread the straps through the rings and glue them around like this. I then do the same to the other part of the piece and slowly start shortening the straps and adding more rings step by step. In between, I always made sure that it fits on the doll off cam. After I built the front part of the harness, I cut out a back piece and also added rings to it. I thread and glue it to the shoulder straps that are already attached to the front piece, and also did the same with the lower straps. Now onto the liquid-filled backpack. I'm not sure how to call this, but I wanted to give her some kind of fuel tank, so I cut out the shape from a clear vinyl sheet and also added 4 eyelets to it. I then take some black Scooby-Doo straps and push 2 of them through 1 eyelet. In theory. They fit through, I swear. I tried it already. I also should paint them silver. I'm an idiot. After realizing I forgot to paint the eyelets, I did that real quick and squeezed those Scooby-Doos through eventually. I cut off the back and melt them down with a soldering iron. After all eyelets have been filled with rubber straps, I placed the clear shape onto another sheet of clear vinyl and melt the edges together using my soldering iron. This works really well if you want to seal off edges, and since I want to fill in liquid later, this turned out to be a good method. I melted all the edges, except for a small part on top for filling in the liquid later, and also cut out the shape already. I then take some orange Orbeez that already soaked in water, fill them into a syringe, squish them with it, and squeeze that jelly goo into the bag. I then put some water into the syringe and add a little oh god, how do I say this? Cannula? Cannula? Cannula! I have no idea. How do I say this? And add a little cannula to the syringe to add very little amounts of water to the bag and the gel. After that was done, I just needed to seal off the bag and will add a velcro on the back side to be able to attach it to the back piece of the harness, which I equipped with the other side of the velcro. After the back tank was put on, I could finally connect the Scooby-Doos from the back with the eyelets on the front the same way I did before, squeezing them through and melting off the back ends. And this is how it looked when it was done. Now I just added some teeny tiny studs for a more finished look. To finish off the harness, I wanted to add a small spine to it, so I asked Blue Pixie for some sculpting magic and printed them out on my Divoom Mars2Pro Printer. And for cleaning them up, I'm going to try something new. So Elegoo actually was so kind to send me the Mercury wash and curing station, and I can't wait to try it out to cure my 3D prints, so let's unbox it and try it out! the machine, and actually it is super easy to use. First, you will need to clean up your prints, if you don't have a very big one, because those you could even wash directly from the print bed. But since my prints were small, I cleaned them up and put them into the little basket. I then filled up the container with rubbing alcohol and put the basket in. Now I just need to add the lid and set the machine to washing. I washed mine for about 2 minutes. After washing, I just removed the container and take out the basket. You can reuse the alcohol multiple times, so I add the lid to the container and put it aside. I then take the curing plate and attach it to the mercury. Then I put my prints on the plate, add the lid and set the machine into curing mode. I set the time to 4 minutes and the microwaving process starts. The yellow lid protects the eyes from the UV light, which is really nice. And yeah, do I like this machine? Listen yourself.
Ah, this is so nice! Wow! I'm so impressed!
After the spine pieces were printed, I actually ended up just using 2 of them and airbrushed them purple before. I then take my harness and just glue the pieces on. To give the back piece more support, it will attach with snap buttons to the bodysuit. And yeah, harness finally done! Let's make her some eyes. For those, I will be using purple LED and a half sphere mold. I just pour in some resin to the mold, insert the LED and cure it with my UV lamp. They look very robotic already. Now I just have to paint the backside silver and wire them up with a little battery pack. Yay, they work and look super cool! Are you ready to see the finished doll? I really love how the doll turned out, and I hope you love her as well. I actually ended up adding some garter belts and bracelets last minute before the photoshoot because it really completed her look. Who's your favorite Evangelion character? Please let me know in the comments.
And here she is all finished up. How do you like my version of the mechanical lady? I'm so happy how she turned out, and I'm still so in love with the color palette. I just love this green and purple. Also, thank you again to Elegoo for sending me the mercury curing and washing system. It really helped with this project. And also thanks to Divoom for sending me one of the Ditto Bluetooth speakers. If you enjoy my content and want to support me, I would be very happy if you hit that little subscribe button, turn on notifications and leave a comment for the algorithm. It really helps a lot. And as always, I want to thank all of my patrons and Twitch subscribers. You make these projects possible and I couldn't be more thankful for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video and have a beautiful creative day. Bye!